unibersidad, mahalaga ang pag-iingay upang ipaglaban ang karapatan ng mga pausbong na salinlahi.
Edukasyon! Edukasyon! Iskolang Kambayan! Kayo ay lumalaban! Kayo ay lumalaban! Iskolang Kambayan!
At kapantay ng halaga ng paglikha ng ingay, ang halaga ng tahimik na praksis at pakikipamuhay sa ili.
Minsan, sa hirap ng buhay, kakailanganin nating maghigpit at magtipid.
Sa mga ganitong sitwasyon, sino-sino pa ba ang magdadamayan? Mga kapwa iskolar ng bayan.
Pero, kahit tayo mismo ay salat, sa unibersidad, itinuturo pa rin at pinag-aalab ang diwa ng pakikipagkapwa at paglilingkod.
Sa unibersidad, itinuturo ang masusing pagsasaliksik at pagsisiyasat. Simula sa pinakamaliliit na mga bagay. Hanggang sa pinakamatatayog na mga nilalang.
May mga pagkakataong kailangang magseryoso.
Pero syempre, mas balanse kung paminsan-minsan, marunong din tayo magbiro.
Marunong tayong magdiwang. At marunong tayong makisaya.
Very good. See, bantay, run.
Sa unibersidad, binibigyan ng sapat na panahon ang paghahanda. Ang husay ay paulit-ulit na hinahasa. Pero minsan, talagang walang oras, walang panahon.
Ayos lang yun, tuloy-tuloy lang. Dahil pihado, pagkatapos ng dusa, may kalayaang umalagwa.
Sa unibersidad, lagit-lagi ang paghimok na magtiwala sa sariling atin. Higit sa lahat, lagit-lagi rin ang paghimo na magtiwala sa sarili.
Monitor lang yan. Lalakad yan mamaya. Kami dito.
Hey.
Daw. Lance! Lance, saan yung makapal? Yun sana. Oo. Ay, makapal.
Ito ang balansang pagbuo
Sa kahinaan at lakas,
sa kabiluan at tagumpay. Balanse ang aking tinig at pagkatapos. Dahil produkto ng UP.
Hello.
Was established as a branch of the University of the Philippines.
Try nga. Meron sa konting mic. Mic, test.
Is the seventh autonomous unit of the University of the Philippines system.
Go.
Now, on its 60th
Pwede patahimikin muna yun.
we sustain our position in the delivery of tertiary education, developing innovative programs in the arts and sciences, and continue to develop our niche in Cordillera studies. Our mission: to spearhead the offering of the highest standard of education, contribute to the overall upgrading of the quality of instruction in the region, and to create an impact by informing our programs with a regional perspective, while these are informed by a global outlook. We have 3 colleges: the College of Arts and Communication, College of Science, College of Social Sciences, and the Institute of Management.
Ito ay panahon para ipagpatuloy ng UP ang kanyang papel sa lipunan, magpatuloy na maging mapanuri, maging kritikal. Ang UP ay magpapatuloy na boses ng konsyensya ng sambayanang Pilipino. Hindi tayo tatahimik hanggat hindi nagkakaroon ng tunay na kapayapaang nakabatay sa panlipunang hustisya.
lagi nating sinisikap mapagbuti ang kalagayan ng bayan.
Ang proseso ay mahirap. Paulit-ulit tayong madadapa.
Paulit-ulit, mabibigo. Ngunit alam ng universidad na kailangan nating tumindig at manindigan.
Alam ng universidad na makatitindig lamang tayo kung kakayanin nating maging balanse ang ating mga sarili.
Mga pulis, may sarili silang utak.
Dito, hinihikayat tayong makapagpahayag ng sariling pananaw,
May kasalanan. May naparil dito si Duterte palagi may kasalanan.
tayo sang-ayon sa ating naririnig? Hinihikayat tayo ng universidad na patuloy pa ring makinig. Upang sa tamang sandali, makapagbato ng mga tamang tanong. Lion, versus a single enemy, which is the dam.
Opposing the Chikotam, were there any measures conducted by the group of people to show support for this drug?
Pinapaalala sa atin ng universidad na kailangan nating tandaan ang mga bakas ng trahedya. Tao man o kalikasan ang ugat.
Yung iba ma'am, pero yung iba natural.
Natural po.
Pinapaalala rin ng universidad na kailangan din nating tandaan ang yumi at luwalhati ng ating mga pamayanan.
Sa universidad, mahalaga ang pag-iingay upang ipaglaban ang karapatan ng mga pausbong na salinlahi.
Edukasyon! Edukasyon! Liskolang ng bayan! Tayo ay lumalaban! Tayo ay lumalaban! Liskolang ng bayan!
At kapantay ng halaga ng paglikha ng ingay, ang halaga ng tahimik na praksis at pakikipamuhay sa iyi.
Minsan, sa hirap ng buhay, kakailanganin nating maghigpit at magtipid.
Sa mga ganitong sitwasyon, sino-sino pa ba ang magdadamayan? Mga kapwa iskolar ng bayan.
Pero, kahit tayo mismo ay salat, sa universidad, itinuturo pa rin at pinag-aalab ang diwa ng pakikipagkapwa at paglilingkod.
Sa universidad, itinuturo ang masusing pagsasaliksik at pagsisiyasat. Simula sa pinakamaliliit na mga bagay. Hanggang sa pinakamatatayog na mga nilalang.
May mga pagkakataong kailangang magseryoso.
Pero syempre, mas balanse kung paminsan-minsan, marunong din tayo magbiro.
Marunong tayong magdiwang. At marunong tayong makisaya.
Si Bantay. Bantay. Very good. Si Bantay. Run.
Sa unibersidad, binibigyan ng sapat na panahon ang paghahanda. Ang husay ay paulit-ulit na hinahasa.
Tuwali? Are you daydreaming again?
Pero minsan, talagang walang oras, walang panahon.
Ayos lang yun. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Dahil pihado, pagkatapos ng dusa, may kalayaang umalagwa.
Sa unibersidad, lagit-lagi ang paghimok na magtiwala sa sariling atin. Higit sa lahat, lagit-lagi rin ang paghimok na magtiwala sa sarili.
Ayos lang yan. Mamamiss ka namin, pero joke lang yun.
Ang picture, nandyan na.
Ito ang balanseng pagbuo ng kamalayan.
Sa kahinaan at lakas,
Sa kabiguan at tagumpay, balanse ang aking tindig at pagkatao. Dahil produkto ako ng UP Baguio.
Built on a pine-clad hill on April 22, 1961, the University of the Philippines College Baguio was established as a branch of the University of the Philippines. Elevated as a constituent university on December 2, 2002, beyond the physical, tangible space. We engage and inquire. We are ethically committed to understand the past, our socio-cultural rooting, develop.
Sama ay saya po na sinopanalak mo ay mandayawan sika. Diyos mi ay madadaya salidumay ay
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Moving away from my UP identity, this Reddit post with this exact title really struck a chord in me. It seems that people often shower UP graduates with praise simply for surviving the college jungle that is UP. We are labeled as matatapang, matatalino, and always on the go, ready to take on any public engagement at a moment's notice. Essentially, UP grads are seen as part of the quote-unquote intellectual elite. This thread prompted insightful responses from UP alumni on the subreddit. Their discussions revolved around the reality that once we step out of UP and in our college life, our UP diploma may serve no more than just a piece of an icebreaker during the early years of our careers. When asked, "Uy, saan ka graduate?" and we quietly respond, "Sa UP," then that's it. I echo the sentiment of the original poster. Initially, I struggled with how to distance myself from the identity filled with accolades that accrue to being an ISCO. Deep down, I knew there was something greater I could aspire beyond a mere UP diploma. But what is that something? After graduating from such a prestigious institution, what lies ahead? In 2020, I first joined Pahinungod as a psychological first aid responder. The pandemic had forced our engagement to be virtual, but even so, I felt a deep sense of belonging. I knew I was in the right place, surrounded by the right people, and ready to showcase my abilities and dedicate my time to acts of service. But you see, my initial involvement with Pahinungod simply stemmed from a personal longing to fill the gaps in my undergraduate life, which, in hindsight, I now realize were a bit misguided, as these were prodded by my needs. I wanted to be with the right people. I wanted to participate to fulfill my need to belong. But this mindset, though flawed, ultimately set me on a transformative path, leading me to discover the true essence of service, making me rediscover my initial reason behind first joining Pahinungod. Fast forward to just 2 weeks ago, the Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Baguio volunteers and staff embarked on the Edu Caravan sa Mountain Province. We were just about to continue our lecture and workshop on Science Investigatory Project when a teacher approached us to air some concerns. "Mga sir, ma'am, baka hindi po makapunta yung mga ibang students ngayon. Baka hirap sila sa daan papuntang school kasi umulan kagabi." Although the school was not far from the town center, these remarks compelled us to delve deeper into the everyday challenges that these students had to face to be able to access education. And then they shared their difficulties, the long distances they had to travel, the inconvenience of returning home during lunch breaks, or the risk of being late or unable to attend class in the afternoon due to even the slightest rainfall, and others. On our final day at the Serapio Gawan National High School in Paracelis Mountain Province, a student who had left a profound impact on us during the workshop expressed sincere apologies and disappointment for not being able to bid us farewell in person. Through a heartfelt message, then, he wrote, "Ingatlat ta kanya yun, sir. Kaya't kukumamot mapan kaso masapulak mapan agubra. Ingat na lang sa inyo, sir. Gusto ko sanang pumunta sa school, kaso kailangan ko ring pumasok sa trabaho." Experiences such as these highlight the value of committing oneself to service. Sa mga ganitong eksaktong pagkakataon, lumilitaw ang tunay na halaga ng pagtatalaga sa sarili sa serbisyo. And it is to have this sense of responsibility, a desire to make a positive difference in the lives of others, to be of service, to offer, magbahagi o makibahagi o magpahinungod. At this point, may I request my fellow volunteers and the staff of Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Baguio to please stand up and be recognized. The Pahinungod Baguio is composed of amazing, talented individuals who have demonstrated time and time again their selfless commitment to public service. This has been a family to me more than an organization. To them, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for the learnings and camaraderie. Thank you, Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Baguio. May we give them again a round of applause, please. Pahinungod is a Cebuano term that means to offer. What my experience with Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Baguio has made me realize is that beyond the organization, beyond being an official Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Baguio volunteer, ultimately, we could be our own pahinungod. Let us remember, my fellow ISCO, that our true essence extends far beyond the superficial labels and accolades. It transcends the mere titles, if not stereotypes, of being matatapang, matatalino, at maopinyon. Our true essence resides in the gentle brushstrokes of kindness and compassion, and the service we can offer for the upliftment of our countrymen. To the graduating class of 2023, as scholar ng bayan, may we take part and take to heart the values of pagbabahagi, the lessons of paglilingkod, and above all, the value of pahinungod. Thank you all, and advance congratulations to everyone.
Good morning. Pahinungod volunteers, please rise and come to the stage. Ang ugnayan ng pahinungod ay ang volunteer service program ng Universidad ng Pilipinas. Ang pahinungod PIN ay iginagawad sa mga natatanging nagsipagtapos na nagsilbing volunteer ng universidad. Sila ay mga namumukod tanging mag-aaral na nagbigay ng oras, kakayanan, talino at pagmamalasakit upang tugunan ang tawag ng oblation na paglingkuran ang mga maralitang komunidad at sektor ng lipunan. Sa kanilang sakripisyo at pag-aalay ng sarili, patuloy na nabubuhay ang diwa at kaluluwa ng Universidad ng Pilipinas na maglilingkod sa bayan ng walang hinihinging kapalit. Sa kanilang maliliit na paraan, sila ang nagsisilbing higanteng simbolo ng pamantasan ng bayan at mga tagapagdala ng mensahe ng kaunlaran at pag-asa. Ipinagmamalaki naming inihaharap ang mga ugnayan ng pahinungod UP Baguio volunteers na magsisipagtapos ngayong taon. Maraming salamat sa inyong taus-pusong paglilingkod sa bayan. Makibahagi, maglingkod, magpahinungod.
Chancellor Abansi, Vice Chancellor Rosemary Gutierrez, Vice Chancellor Santos Jose Dacanay III, UP Baguio directors, the college deans, department chairs, professors emeriti, esteemed faculty and staff, graduating class of 2023, proud parents and family members, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest speaker for this year's baccalaureate. Born, raised, and settled in Baguio, she is a true GI, genuine Ilocano. The ties that bind UP Baguio and our accomplished baccalaureate speaker began over 4 decades ago. She entered as a freshie in the then UP College Baguio, which was then a regional unit of UP Diliman. After earning the degree BS Mathematics with magna cum laude honors and gaining the highest commendation from her mentors, she was immediately recruited as instructor of the faculty of the then Division of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, the forerunner of today's College of Science. Supported by the Rotary Foundation and Fulbright scholarship programs, she proceeded to earn MS and PhD degrees in mathematics from the University of Delaware, specializing in mathematical analysis. She was an exchange scientist at Osaka Prefecture University and later a visiting research fellow at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in the United States. In recognition of her exemplary achievements, she rose through the ranks and became full professor, a post she held until retirement. Though sometimes feared but often admired by students and colleagues, she has mentored several who are now multi-awarded professors and colleagues who themselves have carved their own niche in various fields in mathematics. Together with other colleagues, she played a key role in instituting and constantly improving the teaching of courses now offered in the mathematics BS, MS, and PhD programs. Our guest of honor authored peer-reviewed scientific papers presented in local and international journals and books. Several were granted Best Paper and International Publication Awards. A sample of more recent titles include Modeling Dynamics of Political Parties with Poaching from One Party and Mathematical Models of Heterogeneity in Cancer Cell Growth. Beyond her academic endeavors, she has been a steadfast advocate for the importance of literature and the arts in society. Her unwavering commitment to fostering critical thinking, creativity, and cultural appreciation has empowered countless individuals to embrace their passions and the power of storytelling. She is also a renowned writer whose work includes titles such as What is National Literature and Integrating the Humanities with STEM. Her short stories, essays, and poems have merited the Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature and the National Book Awards. Her numerous publications have not only enriched scholarly discourse, but also captivated readers around the world. The trajectory of her career is inextricably linked with that of the College of Science and UP Baguio's growth as an institution. As coordinator of the then Division of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, she organized and conducted teacher training programs, laying the groundwork for the Summer Institute in the Natural Sciences and Mathematics, the annual teacher training extension program of the College of Science, running for 28 years now. Our guest speaker played a lead role in the elevation of UP Baguio as the 7th constituent university of the UP system and served as its first chancellor for over 9 years, after serving as dean of the college for 2 years. During her chancellorship, academic programs were reconfigured, administrative processes were re-engineered, buildings and other infrastructure were modernized. She also led the team that conceptualized and published the first issues of the Cordillera Review, the peer-reviewed research journal of UP Baguio. Outside the university, institutions like the Commission on Higher Education, Department of Science and Technology, the Philippine American Educational Foundation, the National Commission on Culture and the Arts, and other higher education institutions have sought and benefited from her analytical and creative ideas. She received recognition as Outstanding Citizen of Baguio, Outstanding Narvaqueño, and CHED Republica Awardee, among others. She currently serves as Vice Chair of the Mathematical Sciences Division of the National Research Council of the Philippines and is an associate member of the Philippine Academy of Science and Engineering, a nominated position for those with outstanding contributions in their academic discipline. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating class, we are privileged to have a very accomplished professor, researcher, administrator, writer, and poet grace this momentous occasion. Her inspiring message will undoubtedly resonate with our graduating class as they embark on their own journeys of intellectual exploration and personal growth. Please welcome UP Professor Emeritus Priscilla Supnet Macansantos.
Please sit down. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Dean D, for the very, very generous introduction. Chancellor Abansi, members of UP administration, sorry, ninenervyos ako. Ang haba na introduction, parang mahirap panindigan. My dear graduates, parents, members of the faculty and staff, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really deeply honored by the invitation to speak to you this morning on the occasion of your graduation from the University of the Philippines, Baguio. It has been a while since I addressed a graduating class. One of such events I recall with fondness was in 2007 when I spoke at a school in Baguio whose graduating class consisted of about 25 students in kindergarten, 25 in elementary school, and 2 from high school. I had some difficulty figuring out what to say to very young people who probably just wanted to get on with the celebrations. But there is something about graduation rites that never fails to excite and inspire me, despite the regularity and excesses of these ceremonies. Perhaps it is the collective feeling of relief, even triumph, the sense of achievement, and the hopeful expectations that characterize the ceremony. Before anything else, allow me to congratulate the graduates today for making it through the many hurdles of schoolwork at UP, particularly during a once-in-a-lifetime global crisis that is, hopefully was, the COVID-19 pandemic. This is no mean feat, something that makes your group distinctive in that you went through strange and fearsome moments and you made it. May I also congratulate the parents, the teachers, and all who helped our graduates face the various challenges under the most difficult of circumstances. I think I have a sense of how many of you feel at this very moment. A few years ago, I attended my own daughter's graduation from her PhD program at the Victoria University of Wellington. Among the jubilant parents who were at the hall were those coming from indigenous groups of New Zealand. When their sons or daughters' names were called, a family member would stand and recite a haka, parang yung ugayam siguro dito, for everyone in the auditorium to hear, and the audience listened respectfully, even as the proud family member would take several minutes to complete the chant in the language of the tribe. It was a public celebration of an individual's accomplishment, the elation shared poetically with the audience in a very jubilant manner. I came away from that experience with a deeper appreciation of how one's community knew that to get to that point of earning a degree, it took a village supporting the student in ways that we sometimes take for granted. Someone once said, a school is 4 walls with tomorrow inside. I must tell you that this statement resonates with me and those who have devoted time to bringing you to this point and further. In 2014, I watched a BBC documentary on a young Pakistani female aged 16 in 2013 who was shot in the head by the Taliban for loudly asserting her right to education in her remote region in Pakistan. Providentially, Malala, for that is her name, survived the shooting and has become a poster child for the rights of children to education. Her family moved to the United Kingdom temporarily, and some months after the attack, she spoke at the United Nations, seeking support for the right of everyone to education everywhere in the world, and particularly for women. Her story is a gripping one, and one could not help but realize that in many ways, we in the Philippines are better off as far as education is concerned. Still, much remains to be done. About a decade ago, newspapers earned or carried a story on the World Bank finding that in the year 2000, 19% of the Philippines population, about 1 in 5 Filipinos, or about 15 million at that time, live in extreme poverty. Extreme poverty being defined as surviving on less than $1 a day. Perhaps to complement this piece of information, we are also told, that unemployment as of that time hovered between 8% and 10%, probably understated. I mention these statistics for 2 reasons. One, these are what your country contends with day after day in the present. Poverty and unemployment leading to the exodus of workers for jobs and better lives abroad. 2, the scenario for our country is a self-perpetuating one unless people like you and I make a conscious effort to help arrest the drift into an even more difficult future for the country. Why is education important? For one, advanced education plays a key role in the country's quest for progress and economic well-being for all its citizens. To achieve a reasonable degree of economic competitiveness and prosperity for its citizens, a country must not rely on the export of manpower for its revenues. DepEd itself asserts that the key to technical competence is functional literacy, defined as the ability to read, write, make calculations, and to comprehend and follow a set of instructions. For some time now, the figures have been these. For every 100 children that enter grade 1, 15 would not enter second grade. Another 9 will drop out by grade 4. That leaves 76 of the original 100. If the foundation for functional literacy is laid by the end of grade 4, one arrives at the conclusion that 24% of the population could be functionally illiterate, certainly a disturbing number. In elections where a mere plurality, not majority, spell victory, one is not comforted by the fact that at least 24% of one's voting population could be voting mindlessly. In the World Bank report on learning poverty in 2021, the Philippines ranked lowest among 79 countries participating in a 2018 reading literacy assessment, where 9 out of 10 children aged 10 struggle to read and write simple text. It appears a new report shows a drastic drop in literacy rates post-pandemic. In the same report, it is noted that students' inability to grasp complex material affects performance in every subject. Moreover, it has been established that illiterate people likely earn 30 to 40% less than their literate counterparts. I think you do not need more convincing about the fact that you are a very special group, not only for the tremendous talent and aptitude that has brought you to this most special of universities, but also for the support that you have received from your government, your people. But as is often said, to whom much is given, much more is expected. Among all university graduates this year, you are the best equipped to go into careers most needed. And when your generation finally takes over the leadership in the country, you will be there. An education such as yours will allow you to discover knowledge that will lead to the means for people to deal with problems and diseases that continue to challenge the lives of individuals, communities, and nations. Robert Reich, in Making a Living, says, "The intellectual equipment for the job of the future is an ability to define problems, quickly assimilate relevant data, conceptualize and reorganize the information, make deductive and inductive leaps, ask hard questions about it, discuss findings with colleagues, work collaboratively to find solutions, and then convince others." Kaya natin. It is my hope that you bear this in mind when you proceed to practice your professions. At UP, the groundwork was laid for you to think critically and solve problems creatively. As you probably know now, there is still so much to learn, much to discover, and even more to contribute as you grow intellectually. Oftentimes, one has to deal with challenges that seem initially insurmountable. But remember that at critical moments, it is always best to think of the bigger picture, to take the longer view. There will be triumphs, but for the most part, it will be hard work over periods that you wish would end more quickly. And occasionally, there will be temporary setbacks and disappointments. If you have a clear notion of the goal to realize your fullest potential for the betterment not only of yourself, but of the rest of humanity, even the seemingly insurmountable challenges will be easier to deal with when you take the longer view. Once you commit yourself to a worthwhile goal, it will be good to remind yourself of the saying that there is no failure except in no longer trying. To give you an extreme example, in 1905, a German university turned down a doctoral dissertation as being fanciful and irrelevant. The young physics student who wrote the dissertation went on to develop some of these ideas into widely accepted theories. His name, Albert Einstein. Finally, may I deal briefly with the advice to give back, to pay back. For one thing, it is in our best interest that our communities are helped to climb away from poverty. As students of history and the sciences, we have been taught that organisms thrive in good environments and deteriorate in bad surroundings, no matter how good. Our connections with and dependence on our communities and our country are not weak or dispensable. A community and a nation is only as strong or as prosperous as its weakest component. Ours is an ecosystem, an interconnected world where poverty and the misery of others finds its way into our own doorstep, no matter the walls we build around our enclaves. Beyond this, let us realize that for the last 4 or so years, we have been scholars of every citizen of this country, every farmer, fisherman, vendor, overseas worker, professional. Every time each of these countrymen purchase goods or services, they contribute to the kaban ng bayan. They pay taxes, whether we realize it or not. We owe it to them and to each other to give back and become the citizens who will make things better for our country. Our alma mater, the University of the Philippines, has produced enough of model citizens for us to emulate. There have been physicians and other professionals who have returned to serve the remote communities, even in our own region, turning their back on the prospect of a well-paying practice in the urban areas or a practice abroad. I remember encountering years ago a fellow graduate in Batanes, at that time serving as provincial health officer of that far-off province, often battered by strong typhoons. There's little in the way of financial reward serving in such a far-off and sometimes forgotten province, but it seemed to me he had found fulfillment being of service to people who needed his services. I also take this occasion to mention one who did not even graduate with a university degree the way you are graduating today, but whose expertise in his field is well recognized by his peers. His name is Leonard Ko. He studied at UP Baguio sometime in the 1980s, but was unable to graduate because he did not pass one course. I believe it was in my college. He went on to become a leading researcher in botany, his expertise in plant taxonomy being undisputed and much sought after. I will not spend too much time to convince you why his area of research is important in connection with biodiversity and environmental preservation. Leonard could have had a comfortable life like some scientists working in large and safe, well-funded laboratories. He was gunned down in 2010, more than 200 rounds, together with another researcher while on field work in Cananga, Leyte. Members of the military responsible for the shooting claimed he and his companions were mistaken for rebels. They had been in a forest huddled under umbrellas beside a mother tree. There was little reason to mistake them for armed rebels. To this day, his assailants have not been brought to justice. And to this day, his contribution to the field of ethnobotany and taxonomy in the country and in the international community of researchers is well recognized. I will end, finally, with a story I shared with a kindergarten class I spoke to in 2007. A group of people happened to have been born without elbows. Without elbows. Can you try to extend your arms and imagine that you are without elbows? Kaya natin, no? Extend your arms. How does one feed oneself? No? How do we feed ourselves? Soup. Paano? I believe after some thought, you know, how the community eventually solved the problem. They fed each other. They had to be present for each other. Feed the other. That is how it must be as we face many of our challenges. Dear graduates, we commend you for your achievements and wish you well as you go forth into your professional careers. It is our hope and the hope of your teachers, your parents, your alma mater, that you bring into your work wisdom, courage, temperance, justice. In conclusion, I borrow from another graduation speaker, a former president, who said, and I quote, "To make the most of your life and the opportunities you have been given, you too must rise to the responsibility to give something back to your country because of what you have been given. As the years pass, your generation will be judged, and you will begin to judge yourselves not only on what you do for yourself and your family, but on your contribution for others, to your country, to your communities, your generation of children. When you turn your good fortune into a chance for others, you then will not only be leaders in your professions, you will become the leaders of our country. Again, congratulations to all of you graduates, parents, teachers. Good morning. Godspeed.
Ano ba pasasalamatan ang aking mahal na magulang? Di sapat ang mga katagang sa lahat ng mga paghihirap. Pagsubok ay hindi makayanan. Kayo Ama't Ina ang aking duyan. Laging mayroong pangakong di babayan. At sisikapin ko maging sintibay pagdating ng araw na kailangan ninyo ng duyan. Sa araw na ito'y nais kong sabihin, marapat kayong dakilain pasalamatan ang aking mahal na magulang. Di sapat ang mga katagang sa lahat ng mga sa araw na ito'y nais kong sabihin, marapat kayong nakilain sa lahat ng inyong pagkabay, paglambing. Ang awit na ito'y alay namin. Kayo ang ating ang aking duyan. Sa akin ay naghele mula pagsilang hanggang sa paglaki. Siya ring himlayan. Sa tuwing pagsubok ay hindi makayanan. Kayo ang ating ang aking duyan. Laging mayroong pangakong di ba hayaan at sisikapin ko maging singtibay pagdating ng araw na kailangan ninyo ng duyan. Kayo ang ating ang aking duyan. Sa akin ay naghele mula pagsilang hanggang sa paglaki. Siya ring himlayan. Sa tuwing pagsubok ay hindi makayanan. Kayo ang aking duyan. Laging mayroong pangakong di mamayaan at sisikapin say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we desire. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to the world that we desire. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. The world we're gonna make.
To our guest speaker, Emeritus Professor Dr. Priscilla Supnet Macan Santos, UP Baguio Chancellor Dr. Corazon Abansi, and our university officials, faculty, guests, fellow students, and especially to our beloved parents, good morning. I am pretty sure that all of us in this graduating class were met with warm mga liriko ng lagi.
Mga panauhing pandangal, faculty and staff, at higit sa lahat sa mga kapwa ko magsisipagtapos, isang magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Lubos ako nagagalak na makasama kayo sa espesyal na pagkakataon na ito. At sa araw na ito, ipinagdiriwang natin ang tagumpay ng mga taon ng pagsisikap at dedikasyon. Ngunit, hindi natin maaaring talikuran ang katotohanan na ang ating pagtatapos ay hindi lamang tungkol sa ating mga sarili. Ito rin ay patunay ng walang sawang gabay, suporta at pagmamahal na binibigay ng ating mga magulang. Tay, buong puso kitang pinasasalamatan at hindi sapat ang mga salita upang maipahayag ang damdamin na
Sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng University of